Hello everyone. Welcome back in the Blockopedia, another Block Talk podcast. I'm Mohammad Ahmad Khan, co-founder of the Blockopedia. Today we have joined by Silvia, CEO and co-founder of Atomic Labs, and a team building infrastructure focused on improving on-chain tradings and capital efficiency in a crypto. And Selvia has been deeply involved in the Web3 ecosystem and brings a unique founder perspective on building products and in a fast-moving market. Sylvia, great to have you with us, and let's get it started.
Thanks a lot for inviting me, Amat. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Sylvia, before going to start, I would love to know more about your journey. How did you first get into the crypto and the Web3?
So yeah, I'm Silvie. I am co-founder and CEO of Atomic Labs. And yeah, let me start with a little fun fact about myself, because along the way of building Atomic Labs, I learned that Bitcoin and myself share our birth date. I was
Oh,
actually born on the 3rd of January, a couple of years before Bitcoin, I have to admit. But this is actually when the very first Bitcoin block was mined in 2009. So on the 3rd of January, the Genesis block. Yeah, I'm an ex-banker. I worked in fintech and consulting before, and as I said, banking. And then, almost 5 years ago, I met my co-founder Adam in like a program that was like, bringing together potential co-founders. And yeah, he was the one who completely orange pilled me. Whereas I bought Bitcoin for the first time in 2018 when I lived in Southern California and worked for a startup there. All of my engineering friends were just like, "Wow, Silvie, you have to buy Bitcoin." They even asked our CEO back then to be paid in Bitcoin, and yeah, that was like the talk of the town, basically. And yeah, when I met Adam, he introduced me to the Bitcoin Lightning Network. And me being an ex-banker and having seen firsthand how like the financial system works and how complicated it is, I had like a little bit of a revelation. I was just thinking to myself, actually, something like this could be the future of the financial system. And this is basically, yeah, how I ended up here.
nice. And being an ex-banker and you were introduced by the Bitcoin with your friends. Before the Atomic Labs, what experience shaped you the way that thinking about building products at present at Atomic Labs?
So my experience is actually like quite interesting, I believe, especially for someone building in crypto, because a lot of people join crypto and it is their first job. This is very different in my case. I actually worked, as I mentioned, in banking, management consulting, and fintech as like the right hands of CEOs before. And this has shaped me clearly in like different ways. So it wasn't my first time working in a startup when I founded my own. So I know all about the chaos. What kind of like stuff do you have in place in the beginning? I was able to learn from like past startup failures, and I'm now able to like incorporate those learnings into Atomic Labs.
Nice. So for the listeners who are new to it, and can you just explain in your words what is Atomic Labs?
So Atomic is fully trustless swaps between Bitcoin and other chains. We are currently live on Solana, Starknet, Botanix, and Citria. And compared to other bridges that you have to use if you want to move cross-chain, we are actually secured by Bitcoin itself. So whereas with other bridges, you usually have to rely and outsource your trust to like third-party validators or multisigs, with Atomic, it's actually Bitcoin which decides if a swap is executed or not. And well,
Um,
maybe your question is now, why is this actually so secure? And the answer is in order to attack the Bitcoin network, in order to have like all of the equipment that you need for mining and so on, you would need to spend several $billions in order to get there. So this is deeply uneconomical to attack the Bitcoin network.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. And building a crypto is not easy, and lots of the people are doing the same. What has been the most challenging part so far for you? Like, is it a product or a users or a piece of the ecosystem?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think, I mean, there's like multiple learnings along the way. And usually, like, especially building in crypto is like it's not like you can go back to like YC resources and read all about it and know everything about, for example, the company formation or things like that. I think it's just like a lot of things you start completely from scratch. And then the best thing that I can also recommend to new founders in the space is build your network. Go to conferences, talk to people, build genuine connections with people, connect with other founders. Because I have learned a ton from other founders who were like either at a similar stage like us or also a bit further ahead. Because usually, I mean, the space is still pretty small at this stage. And like compared to other industries, we're like so tiny. So this is like one of the recommendations that I can give to new founders.
I also travel a lot for attending conferences and the events around the globe. I was at Token, Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong, and I also really feel the same. Like meeting with the people and network with them is a real asset you have. So you can't build it, and it's a really helpful, and you will be learning more about from the other fellows in the events, having some sessions with them, having meeting with them. They are sharing their experience, so it's really a very helpful. Is there a milestone or a moment in your journey so far that you are particularly proud of?
Oh, wow. I'm actually the type of person, once we reach one milestone, I already forget about it because I already have the next milestone in mind. I think the biggest milestone was probably us going live within like 6 months on mainnet. So we started our journey on Solana. And back then, that was a few years ago already, we joined the Grizzlyton hackathon because I'm based in Berlin, and one of my friends, Becca, whom I met through like the crypto bubble here in Berlin, was telling me, "Hey, you should come by our build station." That is what Super Team Germany organized for the people who want to hack together at the W3 hub in Berlin. And I was just like, "Oh, great! I'm anyways looking for like a co-working space, so let me stop by." And there, Adam and myself actually realized, "Hey, why don't we join the hackathon and build this?" So we did, and then we won first place for Germany and got an honorable mention in the global competition of Grizzlyton. And then we also ended up getting a grant from Solana Foundation to build this. And yeah, then we went live on mainnet, I think in August, September of 2023.
Nice. And I feel like Solana is really helpful in terms of product side, in terms of and Solana ecosystem and super teams is quite very helpful.
Yeah.
And they really help a lot. And I was at Solana Breakpoint. I meet so many Solana founders over there, the companies building on Solana. And whenever I'm talking to someone, they said, okay, super team is quite helpful. Super teams are quite helpful. Maybe they are around the globe, and if you want to do something, if you want to achieve something, just go and connect with Solana team, and they are going to help you out. So it's really helpful. Uh, Regarding the Atomic Labs, community is a big part of Web3. How do you think about building trust with users as an early stage project?
So for us, it's like all of our code is open source and it's audited. So I think especially those two parts are like big components of building trust. And then we were also lucky because we had like, we won the hackathon. And this way, like a lot of people actually learned about us and what we're doing. We then also joined the Berlin Hacker House from Solana relatively early on. And we demoed like Atomic on stage there. Back then, we were still called So Lightning. So we did a rebrand in the meantime. But yeah, that's what this is definitely where something that's also very interesting to me is, Web3 and crypto is such a distributed community, and we're all like online, and we do not necessarily have like set office spaces in cities anymore, and everyone works remote. But then at the same time, trust becomes even more important in those settings. And it's actually, I believe you work much better with people whom you have actually met in person, because then you are standing next to that person, you see their body language, you see how they're reacting. And this is just very limited in like an online sense.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Um, Regarding the user side, has any of the user or community feedback have ever pushed you to rethink or improve your approach?
Yeah, definitely. We got very lucky in the beginning. So we set up like a Telegram channel relatively early on, and we distributed that on Twitter as well and told people, hey, if you want to get feedback, please do. Especially in the beginning, like we were able to like revise so many things in terms of the product and make it more understandable. And then we're now also working together with Starknet since last year. Last year we went live on Starknet, beginning of last year. And we just released our new front end a couple of weeks back. And yeah, we had a Twitter space with Starknet on Friday, actually, last week, and got the compliment that like when we demoed Atomic, this is like so easy to use that you can probably even give that to like crypto users who are not super native and engineers themselves. And this is just a huge compliment because we have been working on this for quite a while. And getting the product to such a stage is really, really cool, and getting that user feedback.
You won first prize in a hackathon, and you also travel a lot for attending conferences. Uh, I want to know, is there any gap you are seeing in the market that existing solutions were not addressing?
I think there is always gaps in the market, and I'm a big believer in one day people won't realize that they're using crypto rails. It will just be hidden underneath, and I think there is still a long way to go to reach that point. But at the same time, you also cannot like implement projects or products like this right away. It is a journey and it is a process. And in my opinion, there is tons of stuff we still need. There's like a lot of, if you look at institutionals, for example, most of them cannot use traditional crypto bridges simply because if they're licensed, they would actually risk losing their licenses if they would touch one. And there is so many things out there that still need to be built that are still like in children's shoes basically right now. And this is also something that really motivates me because I feel like I like to compare this, although it's rather old, but I like to compare the stage that we're at with like the early days of the internet. We have probably passed that stage in like crypto terms now, but it's still early.
Um, One more question, regarding the hype, we are seeing RWA, we have seen the deep end, we have seen the metaverse, NFT side. So, is there any trend you feel is getting more hype than it deserves?
Oh, that's a very good question. So while I believe that like the RWA trend is very interesting, I believe that we're still further away from like institutions coming on chain and trading RWAs because in the end, what they are usually interested in is, for example, buying the next what's it called? Buying the next treasury bills from the US, for example, on chain. And I think whereas there's a lot of hype around it, I think to reach a stage where this is really done globally and by like a lot of companies, that's going to take a while. On the other hand, I also believe that we need to like set the stage for the right rails right now, because otherwise we will never reach that point.
Um, Lots of the things are happening into the RWA, and I feel like the market is still evolving, and we can see like there's so many things into the RWA side. So, from your perspective as a founder, what needs to change for crypto products to reach a wider audience?
We need to escape the crypto Twitter bubble because I feel like
Hmm.
we're always just in our own bubble and we don't go outside.
Hmm.
On the other hand, in my opinion, crypto still doesn't have the best reputation with normies. So if I tell people that I work in crypto, I usually always get like, "Oh, really?" Like, I think a lot of people still think that crypto is all about like scams and rug pulls and meme coins and gambling. And I think we need to show people that there is more legitimate use cases out there. Because one thing that I'm very motivated, or one thing I'm very excited about is remittances, for example. I really believe that like especially stable coins they are reaching the mainstream a lot more than before. And I think we're getting there. But yeah, as long as there is scams and rug pulls and meme coins and those topics get the most media attention, I think we need to do better.
Yeah, like it's totally agree. Whenever you are going to talk someone which is not from the crypto, and you are going to say them, "Hey, I'm into the crypto. I'm working on this." Okay, okay, fine. Think okay. So this is the reaction we have ever seen, and yes, you are absolutely right. We need some more reputation. We need some more things to showcase to the audience, and somehow I feel like. Yes, you mentioned in the earlier, like it's a very small space, it's a very small circle, and whenever the time grows, maybe it will take a bit more time. Like the US is adopting the crypto and they are using the stable coins, and the same how the other countries, if they come together and if they make some regulations, even with the regulation with the free of the site, hopefully we will be having some reputation or something. My another question is like for the atomic labs. What's something exciting the team is currently working on?
So currently, like we, as I said, we just updated our front end. So the UI looks a lot nicer now than it did before. And yeah, we're also like working on a little something with Starknet, but I cannot disclose anything yet. But soon. Yeah, we're just like constantly making the product better, thinking about future directions, and yeah, excited what the future brings because we truly believe that we need more trustless solutions in the market because not only because people might want this because if you ask someone if they prefer a centralized or a decentralized solution that is a normie, they will say what is this. But in the end, we need to make systems foolproof, and we need to build systems that cannot be exploited, or in like in our case, where you make it extremely hard to exploit systems simply because you would need to hack or you would need to yeah, manipulate the Bitcoin network, and as it is so expensive, it doesn't make sense economically.
Yeah, and you served as an ex-banker, and now you are the co-founder of Atomic Labs. You have seen the Web3 market. You have meet so many peoples in the conferences. You are working with the Solana, with the Starknet. Uh, as a founder, what advice or like what skill or habit you have helped you the most as a founder, as a founding team of Atomic Labs in the Web3?
So I think as a founding team, we're particularly strong because my co-founder Adam, the CTO, he's really, really strong on the tech side. And we are a very good match in that sense because I'm strong on the business side. So in that case, we have a very complementary skill set, which really helps. Which is also something that I can recommend to future or like new founders. Find someone who you really enjoy and like working with, and picture this to yeah, you in the end you spend more time with your co-founder than with your potential romantic partner, and this is something that you really need to keep in mind. Like, do I like this person? Do we share the same values? And there is also like a questionnaire out there which outlines like 50 questions that you should ask a potential co-founder, and I feel like this is a very good start. So the idea behind it is you both, or like if you have 3 4 co-founders, all of you fill it out independently, and then you get together and discuss the questions and the respective answers. And I feel like this is usually a very good way to see, hey, do we actually have the same idea of the company? Does one person maybe want to rather build an agency and another one wants to build a VC backable startup? And this is just yeah, a very good way to learn more about the working style or the working preferences of the other person.
Nice. So, at the end, I have three rapid fire questions where we'll be asking a question you have to answer in one word or something. So,
Oh wow.
one tool or app you can't work without.
Apple Notes.
Nice. X, Telegram, or Discord. Where do you find the best conversations?
Telegram.
Nice. Bear market and the bull market, which is better for the builders?
Bear market.
Nice. So, I think we have asked so many questions and it's really very insightful. And I would love to sit with the CTO of Atomic Labs. I really hear about a lot of him. So hopefully, like I will ask my team to schedule another interview, another podcast with Adam. And one last thing, would you like to share something to the audience about Atomic Labs or something is cooking? Yes, we heard it about something is coming with the Startnik and the mainnet is also coming. So anything else which you would you like to share to the audience regarding the Atomic Labs?
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, yeah, try it. Let us know what you think. And yeah, I'm also happy to welcome all of the audience to our Telegram channel and to our X.
Nice. So, Selvia, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your journey. It was really a great learning your path, your vision for the Atomic Labs, and the things you have mentioned, being a founder and the things a co-founder should be there. So this is really helpful, and your perspective on building a Web3 is really amazing. So everyone listening, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow Atomic Labs and join the Telegram channel and stay updated what they are building. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode of the Blockopedia podcast. See you soon. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot for having me, Amat. I had a blast.
Thank you.